I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me, no. We're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all, we should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back, starting from scratch. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not, because I still believe. You're my gravity. You will never be what I expected. Different frequencies, that's why we ain't connected. You know I will make it through, I got nothing to lose but you. It's true you're so far away, and it's true I can feel the same. It's another day, you know you want me to stay, but I go my way. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not, because I still believe. You're my gravity. You're my gravity. You're calling out my name, but the echo numbs your pain. Sorry, but more than just a shadow, I'm more than just a man. You don't care how I feel, you don't know how I feel. No, you don't know how. I wash away the sorrow till my heart can beat again. You're my gravity. No, you're my gravity. I will let you go, the only thing that I know. You were my gravity, but now I have to leave. I will let you go. Why do you feel that I want? What do you think that I want? I know how to breathe into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity. I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me, no. We're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all, we should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back, starting from scratch. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not.
Warning. The Duracell Cup Series data file you have attempted to access is out of date. Uploading current file now.
It's a brand new car from stem to stern, and it's never been raced at these speeds.
The next gen car is opportunity.
Everything is different with the exception of like the seat, the steering wheel, and your helmet.
Unknown creates excitement.
Talking about my generation.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here as we get set for the 17th race of the inaugural season of the NNSCRA Duracell Ultra Lite Series here. Continuing on our race weekend from Gateway International Raceway. After this evening, only 3 more races stand between one driver and the championship and a guaranteed chartered ride in Season 8 of the Duracell Next Gen Cup Series. If you didn't tune in earlier on today to our Cup Series qualifying, the Fords looking really good as they swept the top 5 starting positions. And a couple of blue ovals are going to share the front row for today's Lights race. Kat Batson and Nathan Stapleton, couple of drivers both looking for their first victories on the season. Kat's going to start on the pole, Nathan Stapleton to her outside. A couple of drivers as well that may not necessarily be able to get themselves back into the championship picture, but they can definitely create a resume for themselves. Let's bear in mind that, yes, only one driver is going to get a guaranteed ride next season. That doesn't mean that we're not going to possibly see drivers that we've seen perform here this season in the Light Series participating in the Cup Series in Season 8. They're putting together resumes, they're turning heads, and if a team ends up finding themselves with a vacant area that they need to fill in, one of these drivers might be where they would look towards to fill in that spot. Remember, this season, it was the 6 car out of Evans Motorsports needed a driver to fill in. Well, Zach Rogers, he didn't win the Showcase Championship last season, but he went to victory lane 2 times in those 5 races, finished second in overall points for the Showcase drivers, and they tabbed him to be the fill-in driver, and now he's battling for a championship as he made his way into the playoffs this season. So for these drivers here, it's not a lose-hope situation if you find yourself 50, 60, 70 points out of the points lead with only these handful of races left to go. You are utilizing these final 4 races of the season to build up a reputation, build up a resume, and hopefully turn some heads if there is a potential spot available next season. We also know that the Duracell Ultralight Series is going to undergo a huge renovation. We're going to be moving over to the Xfinity mod, and there is going to be a much larger field, so maybe you nab yourself a really good ride in the upcoming second season of the Light Series. We're going to have to wait and see how it all plays out. But Kat Batson and Nathan Stapleton are 18th and 19th, respectively, in the point stands, and they're both searching, as I said, for that first checkered flag of this season. The points battle continues to be a 2-horse race. Eric Monaco against Benny Watson, and Monaco got a bit of the upper hand on Watson last week. Monaco now 7 points over Benny Watson coming into this race. The both of them going to be starting pretty deep in the field. I believe they're actually sharing the 9th row, so they will be alongside each other again. They can't seem to get away from each other, and we'll see who's going to emerge victorious between those two here at the end of this 40 lapper. But it's time to go down trackside, get those most famous words in motorsports, and get ready to go racing here in the shadow of the Gateway Arch.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Nice evening, long day. Going to be a lot of adjustments.
gonna be a lot of fun, guys. This is a real race here. We're gonna have a blast tonight. I can't wait to get out there and get going.
Gateway International Raceway, 1.25 miles. So it's not going to take them a terribly long time to make their way around this racetrack. 40 laps, going to be a bit of a sprint. We'll see. I feel like this is going to, in some ways, be similar to what we saw at Stafford, at Dover. Who's going to have the best long-run car is probably going to be up there at the front in the closing stages. Will track position be important? We'll find all the answers out at the end of these 40 circuits. It'll also give us a little bit of an idea of what to expect in the upcoming Duracell Next Gen Cup Series race tomorrow afternoon, the first race of the playoffs. Top two we gave you, other drivers that could get themselves maybe still back into the conversation. Austin Reed is third in points, 36 points out. John Lightning Jr. fourth, 37 points back, and 38 points back in fifth is the three-time winner David Dixon, as it's the Aussie Ford fusion of Cat Batson that's going to bring us down here and get us underway at Gateway International. Driving it in deep there, Nathan Stapleton and Kyle Langland, they slip up the racetrack. Stephen Burnside will look to go from third up to second here, as Kat Batson's going to take the race lead and keep them stacked up 3 wide behind her. Langland trying to edge ahead there through the middle groove in 3 and 4. And looks like he will clear for the second spot. Burnside and Stapleton will go side by side now for third, with Austin Reed looking on. Big drive in there by Cole Coybe on the top side as he tries to break into the top 5. And now Langland sets his sights on Cat Batson for the race lead. Burnside is cleared into third place. Fourth will be Austin Reed, the inside of Nathan Stapleton. Austin Reed right there, David Dixon, mentioned about them in the top 5 in points. They would love to see Benny Watson and Eric Monaco finish way down in the running order, gain some spots and positions on them. We've been seeing these Lites drivers consecutively week after week on track ever since Stafford. They will have an off week after this race. We'll see them in 2 weeks' time when they head to Nashville Super Speedway. They then have a 4-week vacation till we get to Boston International, then another 3-week vacation till we get to the overall season finale for both the Lites and the Cup drivers at Michigan. Top 5 have got themselves single-filed out back to Nathan Stapleton. David Dixon now going to get by Cole Coybe and move into the 6th position. Sophia Simon now fills the inside line against Coybe, with John Lightning Jr. right behind her. Battle closing up potentially for second place. Stephen Burnside, about maybe only a car length off the back bumper of Cat Batson, as Kyle Langland, you saw, took the race lead from Cat Batson and has opened up nearly a 2-car length advantage. Coybe with the pass back on David Dixon to move up to P6. Sophia Simon looking for 7th. And here's the battle for second place that we saw brewing. Looks like Burnside now on the attack for the runner-up spot. Messed up that corner, and that brought Austin Reed right to the bumper of the Aldo's Pizza Chevrolet. Reed wasn't able to do anything with it, though. Looked like he might have had to check up through the center of the corner. Now we'll see who gets the reel in. Is it going to be Burnside against Batson, or will it be Reed against Burnside? All 3 of them look like they may be starting to close up a little bit on Kyle Langland. Trying to reel in the Chicago Bears Ford Fusion for the top position. Kyle Langland looking for his 2nd win on the season after he won at the, well, one of the dirt tracks we were at this season, Devil's Bowl Speedway. Kyle Langland coming into this race 10th in overall points, 52 points out. That doesn't seem like much, but you have to also consider, and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, that it's a 21 car field here for the Lights drivers, so there's not as many points on the table. So you want to have yourself within the 20 to 25 point range if you're thinking about battling for a position. And right now, you've only got 2 drivers, Monaco and Watson, who are within that 20 some odd point range for the points lead. Over 35 points back is the nearest competitor behind them, and that's Austin Reed, which is why here tonight I feel that Reed and Dixon and John Lightning Jr., if they're going to have a ghost of a shot at this championship, not only do they have to perform and get good runs here tonight, but they have to hope that the 4 and the 75 struggle, which at this point in time, both of them are doing. Monaco last time by crossed in the 18th position. Benny Watson crossed the line in 20th. And running dead last is the driver that picked up his first victory last week in the limited number of starts he's made here in the Duracell Ultralight Series, and that's Skylar Taylor. So some pretty big names back there. Aaron Macklin, who went to victory lane 3 weeks ago at Atlanta Motor Speedway, is also way back at the rear of the field. Austin Reed under fire from Cole Koibe. Koibe trying to get that outer groove working. Get to the right rear quarter panel of the Tide Chevrolet for the 4th spot. Reed's going to slam the door for the moment. Burnside back on the attack of Cat Batson for the 2nd position as Kyle Langland enjoying a over half-second lead back to the 2nd place battle. Now, one thing that we have not talked about is with it being a 40-lap race, kind of a dash, I don't think pit road is necessarily going to come into play in this one. I'll be surprised if they have to come to pit lane. I think they should be able to make it the 40 laps, but you never know. These drivers that we see up here at the front may not necessarily be the drivers we see up at the front at the close of this one, especially depending on the fuel numbers. If it's super, super close, somebody might have been saving since the start and might be able to make it when everybody else would have to come to pit road for a splash. Inside line, definitely the shorter way around the racetrack, but I'm not convinced it's the fastest way around the racetrack. Whoa, Burnside nearly getting into the back of Cat Batson. Might be getting a little frustrated with the 39, feeling he has a faster car. And look how that checked him up. That brings Austin Reed to his outside. Now let's see if that 2nd groove is rubbered in enough for Reed to be able to complete this pass the longer way around the racetrack. And it doesn't look like it. Ooh, he might have almost brushed the wall there off of turn 2. Looks like really when you try to get back to the throttle, it's not a whole lot of grip off the corner. And that thing didn't really even turn. That almost went straight towards the safer barrier onto the back straightaway. Reed will hold off Cole Koibe and remain in the 4th position. But I'm looking at lap times here, and we're looking at nearly a half-second fall off, less than 15 laps in. So definitely wearing down those good years, decreasing the amount of grip you have lap after lap, and making the passes that we saw in the early going optimal when you have those fresh tires and you have that grip and that maneuverability available. Now Burnside, nice run through the center of the corner there through 3 and 4. Let's see if he can keep this momentum up going into turn 1, looking to make the pass for the 2nd spot. Again, back to the throttle there through the center of 1 and 2. Cole Koibe does the same as he goes for 4th place on Austin Reed, and Burnside will move into the runner-up position. Stephen Burnside running for the team owned by Reese Banks. And of course, we're going to see tomorrow afternoon Reese Banks start from the front row. Keith Batson capturing the pole position. Reese Banks will start in 2nd. 2 drivers that made their way into the playoffs through points. And subsequently, since they didn't have any bonus points with victories to fall back on, they are below the cut line to start out the playoffs. But good starting track position, obviously, for them tomorrow afternoon. As now, Cat Batson's car seems to be going away the longer this run goes on. Austin Reed going to move into the 3rd spot. Cole Koibe there to take advantage. David Dixon as well. Batson, who started this race from the pole, is in danger of falling outside of the top 5. I talked about keeping an eye on the drivers that are good on the long run. How about Semed Oskan now moving up into the 8th spot? trying to get by Nathan Stapleton to advance further up to 7th. Looks like Benjamin Snyder's got a good long-run car. He had a great long-run car a few weeks ago at Stafford. And Stephen Burnside looks like he's got a very good long-run car as well after he made that completion of the pass around Cat Batson. He is starting to potentially chip away at Kyle Langland's race lead. He was 0.2 quicker that time by than the race leader. And he is closing. Stephen Burnside coming into this race 8th in points. Struggled last time out at Auto Club Speedway after he was involved in one of our 5 wide wrecks. 48 points out of the points lead, but trying to become yet another different driver to go to victory lane. We've had 16 races and 13 drivers, 12 drivers. 12 different drivers have gone to victory lane. Consider that 12 drivers out of 21 regular starters. That's a pretty impressive number right there. We've only had 3 repeat winners. David Dixon with 3 victories, and then Benny Watson and Virgil Alonso with 2 wins apiece. Kyle Langland trying to become a repeat winner, as he will be coming around here momentarily this next time by reaching the halfway point. But Stephen Burnside continues to close up the gap. That time he was about a 10th quicker. And now you see him in the same camera shot as the 26. Now catching him is one thing, passing him is another. And how much of his tire did Burnside use up in reeling in Kyle Langland? Austin Reed trying to reel the both of them in, solidly in the 3rd position. Cat Batson has managed to maintain 4th. Was able to keep the advances of both Cole Coybe and David Dixon at bay. So Coybe in 5th, Dixon in 6th. Nathan Stapleton right now in 7th. Good recovery after we saw him way up the racetrack in the early stages of this race. Lost a couple of spots, but he maintains in the top 10. Samet Özkan trying to hold off Sophia Simon. That is 8th and 9th, and 10th place under contest is Jack Mitchell. Kind of shows the nose there on the back straightaway, maybe trying to get some clean air to the nose of his Chevrolet and trying to make a move on Benjamin Snyder for the 10th place position. Let's get an update on our top 2 in points. Where are they at? Eric Monaco right now in the 19th position, and Benny Watson is currently running dead last in 21st. So as points would look like right now, Eric Monaco would have 9 points up on Benny Watson, but both of them would definitely be losing ground to Austin Reed, David Dixon, and John Lightning Jr. Not as much to John Lightning Jr., as he's right now in the 12th position, so he would gain, 7 positions, I believe, on Eric Monaco, and 9 points, rather, on Benny Watson. That would be, 30 points that he'd be behind the points leader then? Got to make a bigger cut than that. Austin Reed, though, as we got a 3-way battle now for the top position. Austin Reed running in 3rd, with Monaco running back in 19th. That's 16 points that Austin Reed would gain, so he would be, at this point in time, according to quick math, 20 points out of the points lead, which, as I said, is around where you want to be to mathematically have a shot at the points lead. David Dixon running in 6th. He would gain 13 points on Monaco, which would put him at... Oh, we got pit stops here. But that would put him at 25 points out of the points lead. So we do have pit stops past the halfway point here. I wasn't certain what the fuel window was for these drivers. It looks like everybody, with the exception of about 2 or 3, came down pit road. Somebody missed pit lane. I think it was the 52 of Virgil Alonso. So he's going to have to go around again, and he's lost some valuable track position as a result because he almost came to a complete stop trying to get onto pit lane. Sophia Simon and Nathan Fogler, they've decided to stay out an extra lap and come to pit road this time by. Sophia Simon was around the 7th or 8th position. I think it was 8th place when the pit stop cycle began. And I think Nathan Fogler might have missed pit road. A very tricky pit road to get onto. Deceptively slow on entry. And if you overcook it, then you are in trouble. So Fogler is going to get himself a lap-led bonus point, but I don't think in the way that he would have liked to. We'll wait for him to come in. Virgil Alonso makes it onto pit road this time. And watch here as Fogler comes in. Right here, you got to stay below this yellow line, and if you overcook it and your right sides get into that grass, it's going to send you back out onto the racetrack. And very fortunate for Fogler and Virgil Alonso, both in the fact that they didn't hit that pit wall, because we've seen that before in the past. So Kyle Langland, I believe, is going to cycle out to the race lead. Looks like Austin Reed might be second. Not sure what happened with the 11 of Steven Burnside, but he is going to cycle all the way back to, looks like about 6th position. So a slow pit stop there, maybe some contact on pit road, might have gotten boxed in, but he was looking like he was going to be in the conversation for this win. And now he is trapped back here in what indeed is going to be 6th place. How about the call for Sophia Simon making that dive onto pit road under the 2nd lap, the lap after everybody else, and she's going to cycle around into 3rd place. So great strategy call there for the 38. As Nathan Fogler coming to pit road will turn the lead over this lap back to Kyle Langland. Austin Reed is going to be in 2nd. Looked like last time by at the line about 2 seconds separating him from the 26. And then it's Sophia Simon in 3rd place, and Kat Batson will cycle into 4th. Cole Koibe's going to be 5th. Steven Burnside, as we documented, going to fall all the way back from 2nd place to 6th. David Dixon will be in 7th. He just ran his fastest lap right there on those fresh tires. Samad Ozkan will be in 8th. 9th place Nathan Stapleton. And looks like Jack Mitchell is going to complete the top 10. Looks like Benjamin Snyder also lost some positions on pit road there as he was in 10th and drifts back to 13th. Roberto Crown Jr., though, looking for the 10th spot. Nice run there to the inside of Jack Mitchell. Not able to complete that pass, though. Let's see what he can do down here into turn 1. If he's still to the inside, which he is not, John Lightning Jr. actually will try and swing around the outside, and yeah, he got tight there off of turn 2. So with drivers having some issues there, Virgil Alonso now cycles all the way back to 18th place. Still gets out ahead of Eric Monaco and Benny Watson. And where did Nathan Fogler cycle to? He cycled to 14th. Monaco and Watson are running 20th and 21st right now. This is not the performance either of those teams we're looking for, and it is a big opportunity for this driver right here. Because Austin Reed, as we've got a battle here for 3rd place, Kat Batson, Polster trying to get by Sophia Simon to get back up on the podium, but Austin Reed holding down the 2nd position right now, former winner at Lucas Oil this season, and as things stands currently, he is going to gain 18 points on Eric Monaco, which would put him 18 behind him. He's also going to, at this point in time, gain 19 points on Benny Watson, which would put him, I believe, 10 points behind Watson for 2nd in points. But he may not hold on to that 2nd spot because Kat Batson, whatever adjustments they made on her Ford, she is flying. Made the quick pass there on Sophia Simon, and Simon's got the freshest tires of anybody inside the top 5 right now, 1 lap fresher tires, but she wasn't able to hold off Kat Batson, and now Batson goes to work on Austin Reed for the runner-up spot. This all taking place more than 2 seconds behind the race leader Kyle Langland. It was 2.3 seconds last time by, the advantage that he had. Kyle Langland right now running only about 0.3 of a second slower than the fastest lap that he's put down today, which was a 31.292. And we are at less than 10 to go. We know these drivers can make it on fuel now. Looks like they all came to pit road somewhere between laps 23 to 25, so squirrel that away for tomorrow afternoon's race here for the Cup drivers. As we will continue to watch this 3-way battle for 2nd place, taking place about 2.5 seconds behind the race leader. Kat Batson is the inside of Austin Reed, and she's going to complete that pass. Now Sophia Simon looking like she wants to get the third spot from Austin Reed. Austin Reed trying to lose as little positions as possible, because as we said, with the positioning right now of Monaco and Watson, he stands to gain a lot of ground and maybe make it a three-man fight for this championship in the final 3 races of the season: Nashville, Boston, and Michigan. Eric Monaco has managed to pick up a spot. He's now up to 19th, got around Virgil Alonso. Benny Watson continues to be the caboose on the train of this field, though. And Kyle Langland looking super strong here tonight after he started this race from the, I believe it was the 4th position, 3rd or 4th. He was back in row 2. He's dominated this race in terms of laps led. That last time by, he just completed his 30th lap out in front. Kat Batson, the pole sitter, led for 2 laps. Nathan Fogler led for 2 laps. And then Sophia Simon led for 1 lap. So aside from Nathan Fogler, only Fords have led here tonight, and you gotta wonder, what the trend's gonna be if they'll continue tomorrow with the domination of the Fords. I mentioned about the fact that Ford swept the top 5 starting positions for tomorrow's Cup Series race. Not only that, but the defending winner of the Cup race is a Ford driver. That was Caleb Fogler last year. Battle in the closing stages. Looks like it's going to be for the final spot on the podium. Sophia Simon putting the pressure on Austin Reed with nearing 3 laps to go. Also stacked up nose to tail back here with Cole Coybe, David Dixon, Stephen Burnside, and Samit Oskan. That is 5th back through 8th. Settling out the final spots in the latter half of the top 10. A couple of Toyotas right there. And then a couple of Chevrolets. But look at the gap that Kyle Langland has now. I will say the gap has been closed by Kat Batson. What was 2.5 seconds has now been closed down to 1.8 seconds, but time is running out. Kat Batson, in order to be able at this trend, in terms of the amount of ground that he has closed up each lap, he would need to have another 15 to 20 laps on the board, which would be in the realm of another pit stop as well, which could spread them out once more. But she has been consistently running a 10th to a 10th and a half quicker than Kyle Langland. Just doesn't have enough time to catch him. As this time by, out of turn number 4, Kyle Langland is going to see the white flag. Kyle Langland looking to join Benny Watson, David Dixon, and Virgil Alonso as a repeat winner on the season. You got to go all the way back to before the All-Star break. His first win on the year at Devil's Bowl. That was a dirt track. Here this afternoon, though, at the 1.25 mile Gateway International Raceway, Kyle Langland is going to traverse his way through 3 and 4 for the final time. And coming off the final corner, Gateway is going to belong to the driver out of World NOS Racing. Kyle Langland picks up the checkered flag here this evening at Gateway. Kat Batson brings it home in 2nd, and Austin Reed will complete the podium in the 3rd spot. As the rest of the field crosses the line, looks like not only Monaco but also Benny Watson managed to bypass Virgil Alonso. So those two will finish one position behind the other. Monaco over Watson, so Monaco will have an 8-point advantage over Benny Watson heading into Nashville in a couple of weeks' time, and Austin Reed is going to close up on the both of them. We'll have to see just how close he will be. Should, I believe, mathematically be in the conversation to take the points lead when we go into that Nashville race. But we're going to have to wait for the calculations to come in. How about Kyle Langland, though? Becomes the first repeat winner on the season for Ford. They already have 2 for Toyota and 1 for Chevrolet. And Langland becomes the first for the Blue Ovals to take more than 1 checkered flag here in the inaugural season of the Duracell Ultra Lite Series. Let's take a look at the finishing results. Kat Batson, after starting on the pole position, good comeback for her as she was in danger about 15, 16 laps in of falling out of the top 5. And like I said, if she had had enough laps, probably need another 15 laps or so with the pace she was setting to be able to get up there to Kyle Langland. Not to say that she would have gotten around him. Langland had a strong car all evening, Austin Reed's going to bring it home in third. Very important points gained for him after the struggles that both Eric Monaco and Benny Watson had here tonight. Sophia Simon, great run for her, bringing it home in the fourth position. And Cole Koibe is going to complete the top 5. Nice to see him get a good run after he's really been on a skid as of late, really going ever since back to the All-Star race break. Steven Burnside, would love to know what happened to him on that pit stop, but he ended up dropping to finish in 7th behind David Dixon, who brings home in 6th. David Dixon's going to gain some ground on Monaco and Watson. Don't know how much, though. Samet Oscon brings it home in 8th. Nathan Stapleton will be in 9th. And Benjamin Snyder is going to complete the top 10. Jack Mitchell, Nathan Fogler, John Lightning Jr., Bertrand Jr., and Skylar Taylor, last week's winner, will complete the top 15. So John Lightning Jr. will also gain some points on Monaco and Watson. He won't gain many, though, because he finishes 13th to Monaco's 19th and Watson's 20th. So, quick math, I think he will be about maybe 30 points behind the points leader. Still outside of that 20 points you need to be in order to contend for the points lead. And then the rest of the drivers that finished: Cody Smart, Aaron Macklin, Madeline Crenshaw, Eric Monaco, Benny Watson, and Virgil Alonso. Not the points nights that Eric Monaco and Benny Watson were looking for, because that brings Austin Reed potentially back into the conversation for this championship with 3 races remaining. But Monaco does get the battle win over Benny Watson, finishing 1 position ahead of him, gaining 1 point. So it will be 8-point separation, Monaco over Watson for the points lead. But Austin Reed will be within striking distance next time these drivers take to the track, which will be in 2 weeks' time when we head to Nashville Super Speedway. Only 3 races remain here for these Duracell Ultra Light Series drivers to settle it out for this championship and the guaranteed charter ride for Season 8 of the Duracell Next Gen Cup Series. But congratulations to Kyle Lang, that becomes the 4th different repeat winner on the season, taking the checkered flag here tonight at Gateway. If you guys enjoyed tonight's race, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to be part of the crew today. We've shown you full figure results, and you're now looking at your point standings. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks' time at Nashville Super Speedway. We'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon for the first playoff race of Season 7 of the Duracell Next Gen Cup Series. Until then, though, I've been Seth Cole, and you've been watching another broadcast courtesy of NNSCRA TV, offline racing at its best.